Hello and welcome back to the MonsterTalk Report, but not as you know it. Today is a new special format brought to you by MonsterTalk and Avengers Racing. Monster Jam rolled into NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas for the 4th show in 2022. The lineup is stacked and filled with talent, so let's preview the lineup for Houston. Our field of competitors tonight consists of Adam Anderson in Gravedigger, Corey Rummel in Megalodon, Mark List in El Toro Loco, Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger powered by Hoonigan, Lindsay Reed in Monster Mutt Dalmatian, Chris Kohler in Axe, Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, Travis Murray in Jurassic Attack, Todd LeDuc representing the Rod Ryan Show, David Olfer in Velociraptor, and Brandon Budd in Wasted Nights. The storylines heading into this week, there are some great storylines, and one of them is Travis Murray driving Jurassic Attack. Will he make a statement here tonight in Houston, Texas? Can Adam Anderson follow up his dominant racing streak, or will he be defeated? Let's find out. Corey Rummel has been to the racing finals numerous times, as recent as last week in Arlington. Will he finally win a racing competition? And the Rod Ryan Show is back with Todd LeDuc behind the wheel. Can he impress the hometown crowd? Now at this point in the show, I would include driver interviews, and we don't have any for you this week. However, make sure to check back for the next MonsterTalk Report in Orlando, Florida, where we interview some drivers. Before we take a look at the show, I figured we'd cast some pre-show predictions. With Adam Anderson being on an incredible racing streak these last few weeks, it's hard to not imagine him in the winner's circle this week. However, there are drivers in this show that would like to snatch a win from Adam. His younger brother Ryan could very easily snatch up a win, and so could Mark List in El Toro Loco. His skills challenge game has been on point, and his experience touring stadiums this year has really improved his driving capability. Corey Rummel is an underdog, but the person I keep an eye out on is Todd LeDuc in the Rod Ryan Show. He gets to represent the Rod Ryan brand in his hometown, which definitely gives him some pressure and hype to live up to. With that out of the way, let's take a look at the show results. As always, we start off the show with the racing competition. Racing was fairly entertaining with great battles and some major spills. Corey Rummel losing control on the first turn against Mark List was a rare mistake considering he has been so good at racing on this paperclip styled course. It would be Bryce Kenny who would snap Adam's racing streak and move on to the final round. The championship race was between Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior and Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger, where Ryan Anderson would come out on top taking the racing win. The skills challenge was most of what is to be expected from these quarter 4 shows. However, there were some new moves, or at least interesting attempts done by some drivers. Corey Rummel used the backflip ramp as a way to get the truck into a bicycle, but unfortunately flipped over. The most interesting of attempts would come from Adam Anderson, who attempted a new move called the Tombstone, essentially a maximum moonwalk. Adam would unfortunately get the truck stuck at the top of the trench box before trying to get the truck unstuck from the ramp, but rolled over after finally freeing the truck. It would be Mark List who pulled off yet another maximum moonwalk, and a great moonwalk off the pod, taking the win in Houston. After skills is freestyle, and many drivers laid down great runs, with great moments too, and crazy crashes for some, like when Chris Kohler in Axe hiked up in the turn and almost nailing the save. Or how about Mark List's impressive 2-wheel game mid-freestyle before shortly also hiking up and crashing into Gravedigger. Bad Company had a solid run with huge air and a successful mini-flip attempt. And the same can be said for Todd LeDuc, representing the Rod Ryan crown, pulling off a backflip and getting some huge air. Bryce Kenny had a great run with a crazy crash at the end, and man, it would have been awesome if he had have saved it. Corey Rummel had a good run going, landing a bit funky and almost driving into the wall. However, with his quick thinking, he slammed on the brakes and kept the truck going. That was until his run was called done shortly afterwards. Ryan Anderson had a typical Ryan Anderson run going. That was until he landed on the face of the ramp for the pod, destroying the front end of the truck. Travis Mowry, though, was the star of the night, having an awesome run complete with a backflip and his first stadium win of the season. Your overall event champion would be Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. Overall, the show wasn't bad by any means, as it was quite entertaining, though not to the standard that Glendale was. Orlando is shaping up to be an interesting weekend. It's the last stadium show of the 2022 season, and most of the drivers' last show for the whole season. Byron Musawa and Camden Murphy returned to the driver's seat after a few weeks off participating in the Australian Tour. Byron Musawa, more so, as an Orlando native being in his hometown crowd, gets to let it loose one final time for the 2022 season. Brandon Vinson, now driving for Adam Anderson, who also hasn't competed since the Australian Tour, will now get a shot to wow the crowd in the place where he won his World Championship. I wouldn't count out the Pagliarulos from putting on a great show as well, but I'd keep an eye out on Mark List and Ryan Anderson, as I think they will be the ones to look out on. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon with some more Monster Truck content.